Now that the Bitcoin halving has happened, what's next? And yes, we're back. We're making content covering personal finance meets blockchain technology. GM NFT Explorers, Mike Damazo here to help you navigate through the Metaverse as your no-shill resource. You've seen the headlines and videos everywhere talking about the Bitcoin halving, and Google searches are up in the lead up to the main event of the year. So let's jump in. You probably saw it already everywhere that the Bitcoin halving has already happened. And if you've watched this content before, you know I've been MIA with creating new content. It's been like 5+ months, and I appreciate you coming back. One of my longest breaks ever, especially when the crypto market was in its crypto winter, and we are now in the current bull market. One of the main reasons I stopped was because of the change in tempo, with my main duty being active duty in the military. When I first started this channel, it was a focus on getting out of debt and building wealth for service members, and it's still that. And somewhere along that journey, I decided to share my own experience with crypto when it comes to blockchain technology and personal finance. Now, to many, that blockchain technology, crypto, it's still a speculative market. Yes, even though Bitcoin is 15 years old, there's still a good amount of people that will discount it. Right now, it feels like we are in the top of the third inning in this bull market. So yes, it's still early in the market. It's starting to heat up, especially with the halving complete, the Bitcoin ETF approved, and a lot more development when it comes to Ethereum. Accumulation is still the name of the game, and survival is always the goal. This has to be my third cycle. My beginning started back in 2012 selling Coachella tickets for Bitcoin, but I definitely can't remember what happened to that Bitcoin. Next up was in 2017, attending Startup SD and learning about Ethereum, and then jumping in and being a degen into all these ICOs. Now, for the most part, it was just accumulating ETH, not really following their narratives. Then in 2021, I decided to jump back in when it came to NFTs, in particular NBA Top Shot, and the mania that ensued all the way through 2022, where I was an early minter of the Bored Ape Yacht Club and had a steady pulse on the news. I had stepped away and realized I didn't take as much profit as I could, but I was still able to take profits. That's why earlier this year I decided to sell my Bored Ape Yacht Club, not necessarily stepping away from the BAYC ecosystem, as I still hold a mutant ape, well, two, but that just took a step back to realign my goals when it comes to investing and trading crypto. So let's talk about the halving. What was it? When was it? And when is the next one? For those that don't know, Bitcoin is a digital cryptocurrency that operates on a decentralized network called the blockchain. Bitcoin was created in 2009 by an unknown person or group using the name Satoshi Nakamoto. Bitcoin transactions are verified and added to the blockchain through a process called mining. Miners use powerful computers to solve complex mathematical puzzles, and in return, they are rewarded with new Bitcoins. Think of it like the golden ticket in Willy Wonka, and as the halving comes around, it takes longer to find that golden ticket. This process helps secure the network and ensures the integrity of transactions. Bitcoin network has a built-in mechanism known as the halving that occurs approximately every 4 years or after every 210,000 blocks. During a halving event, the reward that miners receive for validating transactions are cut in half. This reduction in rewards has a significant impact on the supply and issuance rate of new Bitcoins. The main purpose of the halving is to control the inflation rate of Bitcoin by reducing the rate of which new Bitcoins are created. Halving events help maintain the scarcity of the cryptocurrency, similar to how precious metals like gold are mined at a diminishing rate of return. The first halving occurred in 2012, followed by a subsequent halving in 2016 and 2020. Each halving event has resulted in a reduction in the block reward, leading to a decrease in the rate of new Bitcoin issuance. Historically, halving events have been associated with significant increases in the price of Bitcoin, as the reduced supply of new Bitcoins entering the market leads to increased scarcity and potentially higher demand from investors. What's important to note here is that the all-time high reached prior to the halving event, most likely due to the Bitcoin ETF demand. With Bitcoin, the mother chain, completing one of the biggest events in blockchain history to this day, comes the speculation as it becomes more scarce than actual gold. The all-time high for BTC was 73K back on March 14, 2024. As of this recording, it has a 7-day range between 60K to 66K, with previous happening back in 2012, 2016, and 2020. We have seen it rally, boosting the price. But some analysts believe that the Bitcoin price increase is already priced in. For long-term investors, this shouldn't be of any concern, as the term hodl still remains the same. Now, with the completion of the halving, the reward for those keeping the network safe goes down to 50%, which affects how many new Bitcoins are made. And since there's only a total of 21 million Bitcoin, halving makes them even scarcer. This natural scarcity plus the past demand jumps after previous happenings makes this Bitcoin feel super rare digitally. Moving forward with my allocation, it will continue to be a split of BTC and ETH. Then there are just small plays with other cryptocurrencies, NFTs, and trying out different protocols, hunting for airdrops. Deciding to sell my BAYC and converting to BTC was one of my harder decisions. It seemed like every time I had the intention of selling for the floor offer and passed, I realized I waited too long and didn't set my own personal floor price. In the start, I had the price I would sell it for. It reached that, and when it did, I decided to hold. The last cycle for me was an eye-opener for myself as both a trader and long-term investor. Plus, learning to put a good amount to the side for taxes definitely was an eye-opener in 2022. So now it's better to just watch the narratives and act accordingly on my own conviction. Lessons learned was in my first cycle, I learned don't sell. And on the second one, it was to take profit, not on the aspect of maximizing as much as I could in one go, but to slowly build out the capital. More recently on this round, it's definitely to not forget about taxes. With this cycle already here, hopefully I'll be able to apply those rules and lessons and continue to build that bankroll. The Bitcoin halving will come again in the next 4 years, or rather the 210,000 blocks. The lead up to it felt long, and with its arrival, it's time to get back to creating blockchain content meets personal finance. So what do you think of the price movement of Bitcoin? Do you think the overall prices for the overall crypto market will continue to a higher baseline? Let me know what you think. Or will it go down and price much like how I lost over $500,000 with this NFT?